Another day at the shop. So today, while I'm waiting on the parts to come in from the States, I'm gonna try to get this chrome back a little, get some shine in it again. 'Cause I scrubbed here and you can see it coming back a little, so I'm gonna give it a try. But it's so rough right now that if I'm gonna go with a polish pad, I'm probably gonna damage the polish pad more than what I'm gonna polish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try this stupid sponge, and I have this product that has like I can't open it with one hand, but it has like some sand in it, so I think that's gonna take the most off, and then I can go ahead and polish. So that's what I'm gonna try. I never tried it with this product, but I figure since the bumpers are so bad, what can go wrong, right? So I'm gonna try that. And also my boy Lopez took the amplifier out that was under the dash, because I cut my knee open with that. And my brother took the radio out the other day, so we have this huge hole in the dash. But I think I still have the metal plate of another 63 I had, so I can probably weld that again to get the original radio. But for the moment, I found this trim that was from my old 64 where I put a new one, but I always keep the old stuff. And actually it's not that bad. So if I clean it up, I have this radio delete plate on it. If I clean it up, it will definitely look better in there. So probably gonna change that, and then all the other holes that they put in it will disappear. So that's one thing. And I also got from my parts car another gas tank lid. So I'm gonna change that one, probably gonna paint it white, because what they did here is they put some sort of lock on it, so they drill a hole on it. So yeah, I'm gonna take that shit out, go back original, and since this one is pretty messed up anyway, I'm just gonna take the other one that is cleaner. So the moral of the story is always keep old parts, because they always can come handy one day, So yeah, we're gonna try that out, see what it do. It won't be brand new, but at least it has some shine back. I'm not trying to get a perfect finish. I just want some shine in it again, because this looks way rougher. So this is pretty good, and it's already a lot more smooth, so I can hit it with the polish afterwards, but you can see the chrome is pitted anyway. This is really crazy, actually. Chevy made some good cars back then. This is really crazy. This is what I love about these cars, man. They had some really good material. It's not new. It won't be new. It's a car that's from 64, but it's shining again. It can sit pretty next to the sisters. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're gonna scrub away, do the whole front bumper, some trim pieces, and I'll do the rear too. This is crazy. Look at that shine. I went and did half of the bumper just so you can see the difference. This is crazy. So this is how it was, and this is how it's gonna be. Not perfect, but she will have some shine back. All right, we got the bumper done. It ain't new, but it will do the trick. Look at it shine. And I went ahead and did the trim too. All these little trims and the grill, this side of the grill too. And I did that with the soft side of the sponge because the other one is a little too aggressive for the aluminum. But you can see the difference between left and right. So I'm gonna do this side too now. And then I might polish it already, but I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now because I still got a lot of other work to do on the car, but at least it came back nicely. You always gotta add some shine in your life, just like the other ones. So that's really nice. I did notice it got hit at one time on this side, well, right here, and it has a crack around here. So that probably is why this fender isn't aligning right. So yeah, you can always read the history on a car. And I know there's Bondo on here too. So they probably got a little hit and they fixed it. But yeah, not like they should. But we'll get to that in a couple of years probably. This grill really looks good. This is crazy. How this car came back. This is really crazy. Coming back to life. These Chevys never die. Cleaning the rear bumper. Already did the half. It comes back pretty good, but this one is pretty bad. Once it's in that stage, you can't get it back. So, I mean, it looks better than it used to, but it won't be new. Yeah, this is too rough. You can even hear it. The chrome is gone. At least it has some shine back. Alright, so the whole rear is done. Cleaned up pretty nice. Did all the lights too. All those bezels and everything. Also went ahead and did all the window frames. They came back pretty nice. I mean, they are still pitted, but at least they got some shine back. So this week, I got all the parts in. For those who wonder what 900 bucks of parts looks like, this is it. So we got a fuel tank, sending unit. In here we got air filter, oil filter, distributors, a little bit of everything, spark plugs, a fuel pump. Here we got all the brake parts, front and back, everything new. We got some power steering parts, radiator hoses, the new fuel line. I still gotta bend it in shape though. And yeah, these are some leftover parts that came in handy, you know, to get it running. But now we're gonna put all the fresh stuff. So this will be this weekend work. Don't know how far I'll get, but we'll see. But I wanted to get all the chrome done since it's Friday night. So the rest of the weekend we'll get on to it, put all the fresh stuff in. Well, I still got an hour to spend on this Friday night. So what I'm gonna do is remove all the extra cables that are in here, because remember it has some fog lights up here, and I think that antenna over there is electric. So I'm gonna take all this stuff out because they did ghetto stuff anyway. Like you can tell here, they used some house connectors and shit, so all that's gotta go. So I'm gonna take all the stuff out, so I'll just keep the car with its original wiring. It will be a lot easier when there's some problems or issues I have to solve. So yeah, that's the next step. I already ripped some stuff out, so gonna get to that because there's a lot going on in here. So this is the fun part. You start pulling a cable out there because you want to get rid of it, and you end up under the dash. And believe me, fellas, there's a lot of shit going on in here. I don't know what they did or what they tried to install on this car, but it's a mess. I know we have the four-way flasher they put aftermarket, and it works. So I want to probably keep that one because it's cool, but it's a mess how they wired all this. So I'm pretty used to this because I've had a lot of cars, and people and wiring just don't get along. So I'll have to break my head on this again and again till I figure it all out, what every cable is for, and we just strip all the stuff we don't need, because it's basically a fire hazard right now. So I was following a cable that I didn't know where it went, and it went into that hole over there where there's nothing, and this came out of it. Seems like it's an old power antenna, I would say. Thing is, I remember when I was hitting that switch under the dash, that I heard like something going on in the fender. I didn't know what it was, so it's probably this shit. And it was doing a lot of sparks under the dash too, so that shit gotta go out. Perfect example why you have to check the wiring. You see this stuff right here? That's the cable. And this is the bolt that is bolted on the fender. So basically this will do a nice ground here. Look, this is really, really close. So if that shit would hit, probably would start sparking and burning shit up. Also, even the fuse is super close. So that's the stuff you don't have to do. This is how you are not supposed to wire things up on a car. So I'm probably guessing they did all this in the 80s. So all this stuff is coming out. I really want to be sure when I drive this car that nothing catches on fire and shit. Alright, it's already looking a lot better. At least now I have a clear view of the original wiring because all the other stuff is out. So this is what I took out. A lot of stuff. Now I have a bunch of cables still on the inside of the car, but I'll have to figure out where they go because I took a lot of stuff out here too. So these ones go somewhere to the back. I think they're speaker wires. And out here there's a bunch of them too. They all go to the rear of the car. So I'll have to dig into that and see what it is. But at least I know there's no power onto them anymore. And this switch hasn't have any power either. Only this one, which is a four-way flasher. So a lot of stuff is going out that ain't needed anymore. I have a lot of holes to close though, but this is that 80s stuff. I don't know why they used to do all that. Like this car had like 3 different antennas on it, had 4 mirrors, and now all we have left is a bunch of holes that I will have to close. But I mean, I have the proof right here. My dad used to do the same stuff on his car. This car is straight out the 80s and it has the side markers, the mirror, the antenna, all the same stuff the 64 had of that era. So yeah, and my dad also put a lot of switches and stuff into it. This car is how it used to be in the 80s, so it's a time capsule. And that's basically what the 64 was too, but I want all that stuff out, so I'm sure what I'm working with. So we're gonna start rebuilding the carburetor. First off, we're gonna clean it. I already cleaned this part. You can see the difference. It's really rough. I think they never even clean it. On the inside, it's really nasty. So yeah, we got this carb rebuild kit. And what I do, I just use thinner just to clean it up. I think it's what works the best for me. I don't know what you guys use, but that's what I do it with. So yeah, I'm gonna start tearing up apart, cleaning every part. I get a little crazy on these ones because I really want them to have them like new. So I don't know how y'all guys do it, but that's how I do it. I just want clean new stuff. So let's get to it. As you can see, there's always some junk in it. See that? That came from out of there. And even this one, there's always some debris, some stuff in it. So that's why they need to be cleaned up every now and then. So here I already did the outside. That's how I always start with. Keep the outside clean. This is still dirty. So once I have the outside cleaned up, I'll start on the inside, but first I will clean that up because I don't want that messy stuff to get inside of there. So you basically have to work very organized when you do this, and you gotta remind yourself of what you're doing. This is precise engineering, so don't want to mess stuff up. Alright, so I got it all cleaned up. I did spend like 3 to 4 hours cleaning all this up, so I didn't time lapse the whole thing because it was way too long. But yeah, I always take a lot of time doing this because I blow everything out, every little hole, everything, just to make sure it's all cleaned up and all free. So I also cleaned up all these little parts one by one. Yeah, I'm a crazy one for that. So yeah, a lot of new stuff come with the kit, so I won't be reusing everything. So I'm gonna start assembling it now, and then it should be ready to go, and I hope leak free. So we're gonna move on to cleaning the engine bay now, because I feel bad like putting new parts on a nasty engine. So to do that, what I did first, put a plastic under the car, because everything's gonna drop on there. And I just gonna do what I always do, just gonna use my $2 oven degreaser. They should sponsor me because I use this a lot. Just gonna use some brushes, I'll spray it on and just brush it off. And that's basically it. And I'll use some brake cleaner too, because that helps too. But first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove all the parts I can, like the battery and this tank over here. And I'll also will scrape this old gasket off, and then I will tape it up so nothing goes in there. And then I'll start cleaning this up, see what we find. I hope it cleans up nice, because I think this is all sand and dust and shit, so we'll see what happens. It's cleaning up very nice. I'm actually surprised because the frame and all was painted black already, so I think it will really clean up nice, because look how nasty it was. The other side was like that too. So we might have a clean engine bay after all. That will save me a lot of work. So it's already a huge difference between left and right. I just blowed it all out with the compressor too, just to get all the product out in all the corners. Remember, we're just cleaning it up. I'm not prepping it for paint or anything. That will be in a later stage. I just want to have a view of what I'm doing and how clean the engine is. And it looks pretty good actually. They painted it at some time in gray, because you can see the orange paint under it. But at least now when I will mount the new parts, it will be a clean start. But it cleaned up pretty nice actually. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I even got some shine on it again. So I'm gonna start now on the other side, which is very nasty. A lot of sand. I think these guys were rolling it in the desert or some shit. Probably in the south of Spain. A lot of sand out there. But yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Let's continue. All right, so it's all cleaned up now. It cleaned up pretty good. Even got some shine on it again. So now I got a clean engine to work on. It maybe took like 2 hours to clean it up, but I prefer that, so I like to work on cleaner engines. I'm not prepping it for paint yet, just a simple cleanup. Later on I will re-clean it because I want to paint it like this one, like on the 61. It's all fresh and done. So on the next stage, I will do that engine bay the same as this one, all black with the engine in Chevy orange and all cleaned up. But for now, I just want to get it running, driving, braking. So I'll start putting on the new parts now. Gonna change a few lines because this is all too stiff and old. So I'm gonna be changing that, putting the carburetor back on, bending the fuel line in shape. So yep, let's get to it. What are we talking about engine bays anyway? This is what we're working with now. This would be what I want it to look like original, black, Chevy orange, clean. And if you want to go next level, then it would be this one. So that's the 3 stages, but we're not gonna take it this far because this is a show car. So something like this I'll be happy with. My dad is with me at the shop today, so he's gonna help me. We're gonna change the fuel tank. Got everything new, the hoses, the straps, the tank, sending unit. So the car's already on the lift, so we're just gonna put the lift up and start stripping the old tank out. I just hope it's not full, because otherwise we're gonna be struggling with that. But I'll probably put a pump on it, so we will empty it first. So let's get to it. So this is what we're working with. This is the old fuel tank. We're gonna start taking all the hoses apart first. Then we're gonna try to pump it empty, and we'll see how we drop it. Fuel tank is out. Floors look good. This is what came out of there. The old fuel. It was pretty damn full. Here's the old gas tank. This is where it was rotted. And I took the sending unit apart, and I've never seen such a disgusting gas tank in my life. This is done. This is junk. Gonna let it sit here so all the rest of the gas evaporates. Before installing the new fuel tank, I went ahead and put some undercoating on this area, because once the tank is mounted you don't have any access to it. So it stayed pretty good. Now we can mount the new fuel tank, and if we do the whole underside of the car one day, at least that area will be done. So yeah, that looks good. Before installing the fuel tank, we thought about blowing some air through the fuel line, and it was actually stuck, and this is what came out of here. So that ain't good. Luckily that I thought about this, because otherwise your new fuel filter will be plugged and everything, and your carburetor maybe too. So what we're gonna do, we put a fuel pump here. We're gonna pump some old gas that came from the tank that is actually okay-ish. We're gonna pump that through the lines, and we'll see what comes out of there. That way I flush it a little, and it will be better. Don't mind my garden hose. It's the only transparent one I have to see what comes out of there. So let's do this. Here we go. A ver, corta. Ooh, we got some debris. You'll see the debris in there. That's what came out of it. That's the worst part. Now it's a little cleaner. So we're gonna flush it a little longer. Now we put it back in the jug, so I love it. That's better. Gonna flush it a while. Get most out of it. Because that's that bad stuff. Alright, so the new fuel tank is in. I just have to finish the wiring. I put a new cable because I don't trust the old one. So I will finish that up tomorrow because it's already late. I put a new line too. I was making a hard line, but in the end I was like, why even bother with a hard line over all this? So I just put a flexible line. We ain't running high pressure anyway, so it's all good. So yeah, another job done. Tomorrow I'll finish it up. We'll finish the front too, hooking it up and everything to the pump. And then we'll put some fuel in and we'll start it up. Alright, so I put a fuel filter. It ain't show stuff right here. I just want to be sure that I got a filter because I don't trust the fuel line. Although we rinsed it and everything, just want to make sure. So I put a filter here, it's solid. Put some lines through it. I want to keep the original spec just if I want to go back to just put original line and delete this. But this is temporary just to be sure. I got the hard line already, but I broke my pipe bender. So I gotta wait till a new one gets in because I gotta rebend it out here a little and probably on this side because I'm a little off right there. So I don't want to bend it just like that because I'm probably gonna break the line. It's already the second fuel line, just so you guys know. So I'm gonna wait on my pipe bender to come in and I'm gonna do it the proper way. In the back I got the new cable that I passed from the sending unit. I will make a proper connection, but probably behind the back seat so we don't see it here. So I'm gonna do that later too. But pretty much the fuel is done, I would say. Just a few small things and it should be running again. So I'm gonna move on to brakes, but that will be in the next episode because I already got the car up to start working on the brakes. But that will be on the next episode. I'm gonna round it off for now. I will say keep watching. We'll stay in touch. We'll do episode 3 will be just the brakes, and basically if we got brakes I can take it for a spin. So like, subscribe, share, and thank